Could y'all imagine if the Prime Minister of Jamaica, the Right Honorable Brogard, was caught up in the United States of America? Imagine him waving bye to the country and getting on that plane and heading to the US, saying he's going to go meet up with Kamala Harris. And the next thing we know in Jamaica, he's front page in the United States of America as the Prime Minister being arrested in a drug operation sting. You know, a lot of people would say, me know said that a go on long time. But guess what? It's not him. It's this. I'm just saying, because a lot of people are now saying that the same thing that's happening in the Virgin Islands is happening in Jamaica. And also the same operation sting needs to take place in Jamaica as well, with our politicians as well. I'm just saying what other people are saying, but I've found out a lot of things about the Virgin Islands, which I will share with you shortly here. So their equivalent to a prime minister, which is their premier, he was arrested in the United States of America recently, and we covered that story of two top-ranking Caribbean politicians arrested in the United States of America on drug charges. And we're not talking about no little amount of drugs. We're talking about a plan to use the ports of that Caribbean island to ship a couple tons of cocaine through there. And the man said him want his cut. But listen to this. A US judge ruled that Andrew Fahie is his name. He's the premier of the British Virgin Islands. A US judge has ruled so far now that he will not face pre-trial detention, meaning he's been arrested, but he's eligible for bail. So they're going to give him a bail. The judge is suggesting that he be released on bail, and the prosecution is saying, oh, hell no, because he can run. He's going to run, go back to the Virgin Islands or go somewhere else, and he won't be showing up for court, judge. He has all the means to flee. But the judge, who is Alicia Otazo Reyes, of the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of Florida, said the opposite of what the prosecution is saying. She sided with Fahie's attorney, who is Teresa Van Vliet, that Fahie, will not flee. This is what the judge said. He's not going to flee. He has ties in the United States of America. He got two daughters that live here. Two college-age daughters that live here. He can stay at the rented place, house, or apartment that they're living at, and we will put an ankle monitor on him, and he will pay that hefty fee of $500,000, and he will sit there until his court date comes around, right? Mind you, Fahie all along has been saying, I claim diplomatic immunity. Let me out now. Fahie, who is 51 years old, he was arrested recently in a Miami airport, not the regular airport, the fancy airport where the rich people come through. Private jets land there, movie stars, that's where they land. They don't land at Miami International, etc. They land over there. All right, he was over there, and his managing director of the territory's Ports Authority, Olivine Maynard is her name. She also was with him when the Drug Enforcement Agency, or DEA, swooped down up on them in the middle of a deal. Now, the thing that's going on here, one of the things that's going on here is whoever stepped up in the British Virgin Islands after Fahie was arrested in the US immediately started saying, let's suspend our constitution and turn over the Virgin Islands to the leadership of the UK, which is in London. But Fahie is still saying, hell no, don't do that. But this person is saying, yes, let's do it. Have the constitution suspended and turn over the Virgin Islands to the UK. Boy, due to dishonest government. In his words, Otazo Reyes said that Fahie would have to post, this is the attorney and the judge. The judge says that Fahie would have to post a $500,000 bond and remain in monitored confinement in the apartment where his daughters live. The person who stepped up in the Virgin Islands after him, or in his place, is saying that this is a good time for us to overhaul everything and to change the way that things have been going in the Virgin Islands. I did not know that the British Virgin Island was under so much scrutiny for scrupulous business dealings, and it was a hotspot where thousands of companies have their money hidden. You're talking about illegally gotten money, ill-gotten money, people hiding assets. I guess people like Donald Trump and those people, they probably have stuff hidden over there that nobody can detect, and they don't have to pay taxes on it. I didn't know that the British Virgin Islands was one of those places. Matter of fact, it's probably the main place where they're hiding things. So Van Vliet, which is the attorney, said that during the court proceedings that Fahie will definitely be pleading not guilty, even though he was caught red-handed. Now, mind you, this is not a guess if he was involved in this activity. This is an ongoing sting operation. This is an ongoing sting operation which they have had multiple meetings with him before, right? And no matter how uncomfortable the recommendations may be, they provide a golden opportunity for fundamental change within the Virgin Islands, is what the person who stepped up is saying. As far as Fahie goes, he was basically caught with his hand in a cookie jar, man. And he can't take his hand out of that cookie jar now. It is what it is. They had multiple meetings with him, right? The FBI and the DEA got involved in this together. And there's I believe he even showed up to one of the meetings, pull out his calculator and calculated how much the drugs that they sold was going to be worth in the US and what percentage of it was going to be his cut. And his cut worked out to be about $7.8 million, of which he demanded an upfront payment. The upfront payment, or the pay down, would have been $700,000 in cash. When they caught him in Miami recently at this Opelika airport, that $700,000 in cash was there waiting on him, and that is what they used to lure him in. So this is not a guess if he's guilty or not. But I want you to listen to this article, right? Financial Times posted an article, and it says, Andrew Fahie detained at a Miami airport along with the BVI, or British Virgin Islands port director. Listen to this. So the Premier of the British Virgin Islands was arrested by U.S. agents on drug trafficking and money laundering charges at an airport in Miami on Thursday, sending shockwaves across the UK-administered Caribbean tax haven. The island's governor, John Rankin, confirmed in a statement that Drug Enforcement Administration agents had arrested Andrew Fahie, the elected premier of the BVI. That's like our elected Prime Minister Andrew Holness. And he called for calm. I realize that this will be shocking news for people in the territory, he said. Liz Truss, UK Foreign Secretary, said that she was appalled by these serious allegations, adding that the cabinet of the British Overseas Territory would hold an emergency meeting on Thursday. Immediately, the Premier's arrest was the latest blow to the image of the British Virgin Islands, which is an archipelago in Eastern Caribbean whose tiny population belies its outsized influence on the controversial world of offshore financing. Here is the kicker. More than 370,000 secretive companies are registered in the British Virgin Islands, controlling hundreds of billions of dollars, US dollars, of assets around the world. Hundreds of billions. More than 370,000 secretive companies. Damn! I'm wondering now, thinking about Jamaica, I wonder what companies in have the same kind of relationship to Jamaica, like companies that are registered there, where the money is controlled. Because this is what's going on in the Virgin Island. It's proven 370,000 secretive companies. In other words, this is where the oligarchs and this is where the multi-billionaires hide their assets. The British Virgin Island has been struggling to restore its reputation after waves of damaging revelation in the Panama Papers and other offshore leaks. These exposés laid bare the extent to which government officials and business tycoons from around the world were using secretive holding companies to hide the ownership of valuable assets from public view, and sometimes to avoid tax or to conceal their ill-gotten gains. Listen, I've seen a couple of people leave comments and saying that Fahie is a good man, SouFLo, and they're trying to tangle him up in all kinds of things. Then I've seen where other people have said, nah, he's not no good man. His name has been called on things like this consistently over the years. Now that he's caught in something like this, it's only proof that what they've been saying all along is true. So the DEA was not able to provide further details about Thursday's arrest, but a criminal complaint and affidavit that was filed in Florida's Southern District Court said that Fahie was detained at a Miami Opelika Executive Airport along with his port manager, right, for the port authorities. The court document said undercover DEA agents were posing as cocaine traffickers, and they trapped Fahie and Maynard after a series of secret meetings, ostensibly to discuss bribes in return for guaranteeing that 3 tons of cocaine shipment were to pass from Colombia through the British Virgin Island ports and into the U.S., to which he agreed. In one of the meetings, according to the court filings, Fahie had pulled out a calculator and worked out this is the DEA agent and FBI agent saying this. In one of the meetings, according to the court filings, Fahie had pulled out a calculator and worked out that his 12% share of the proceeds from selling that shipment of cocaine in the U.S. would work out to about $7.8 million, he said. He agreed in that meeting to allow the traffickers to use the British Virgin Island ports, and he requested his payment up front. Agents arrested Fahie, and he... now listen on. This is a man that has 2 daughters college age that goes to college in the United States of America, right? Daddy is making money. He's making his money, but he's spending his money like these are the people who their children go to the best schools overseas. College is paid for. They take the yacht out. They own all kinds of big businesses, and you wonder where the money comes from, right? Agents arrested Fahie after he had inspected the $700,000 in cash that was stashed in some designer shopping bags on a private plane at a Miami Opelika airport, part of his supposed payoff for helping the traffickers, the filings said. When they were arresting him, he said, "Why am I being arrested? I don't have any money or drugs." The agent quoted him as saying, "I don't have any money or drugs," as he was being led away. Maynard, who was with him, was arrested later on Thursday in a separate sting after inspecting the same stash of cash on the plane and being told that $200,000 of that $700,000 was due to be paid to her. So $500 was to go to Fahie, $200,000 was to go to her. Now this is the person who's responsible for the ports, right? Remember, we've said in Jamaica that a regular person doesn't control the ports, right? Whoever controls those ports assumes some level of responsibility. So all the big guns and all this stuff that's coming in and out of Jamaica or into Jamaica, somebody other than the ghetto youth that get caught with it needs to be held accountable for it, it would be somebody in this position. Fahie is known as a flamboyant figure who plays the organ at his local church, and he begins every government meeting with prayers. He lashed out at the accusations of corruptions at the highest levels of the BVI government and collision with drug traffickers leveled by Franklin's predecessor as governor, Augustus Jaspert. They had set. Augustus Jaspert had went over Fahie's head. And what he did was he had an investigation take place. Now, through this investigation that took place, he was able to find all kinds of findings which shortly will be coming to light. It is regrettable that the former governor has made some very unsustained. Now, this is what Fahie said at the time, that he demands an apology. But that person did not apologize. We do call for the former governor to apologize. Jaspet upset Fahie by using a colonial era powers in January of 2021 to order the establishment of a commission of inquiry to examine governance on the island. Truss said that the premier's arrest shows the importance of that investigation. Its conclusion are expected to be made public shortly. Guess what? Stay tuned to SouFLoTV, because when that conclusion is made public, I want to be there and I want to bring that to you. That inquiry was set up after the police seized a haul of cocaine that was worth £190 million in November of 2020 on the British Virgin Island. That drugs was found on a property that was belonging to a serving police officer who had links to Fahie and was the largest narcotic seizure in the island's history. So you see, sometimes when you hear people talking and they're saying, yes, I'm a prime minister, but I drugs him into and this and that, and him control gangs and him have to, and everybody is like, oh, shut up. That man is not into all that. He wears a suit and tie and he speaks properly. He's a godly man. He goes to church. He starts every government meeting with prayer. He plays the organ at church. I've never even heard that man curse. And then stuff like this happens. He is claiming diplomatic immunity. However, the government powers in the United States of America has said that no such thing occurs. In other words, the department, so Van Vliet, who is his attorney, has called for Fahie's immediate release on the grounds that he has diplomatic immunity by virtue of being the elected leader of the British Virgin Islands. The Department of Justice in the United States of America has said that there is no such immunity. None of that exists, because the British Virgin Island is not a sovereign nation. Let's leave it where it's at for now, and we will continue to pay attention to this as it develops. The judge has ordered or has said that he could be released on a $500,000 bond. She don't believe that he's going to run away from the U.S. and he'll stay here until his trial date comes up. He, however, let's see if he's going to actually be released. The prosecution has vowed to fight that because they believe that he will flee, and we'll see where it goes from there. He hasn't been released yet up to the point of making this video, but there's a possibility that he could be released from lockup and be placed under monitoring while he awaits a court date. All right. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Shameful. 370,000 businesses, secretive businesses, registered in the British Virgin Islands. Wow. With hundreds of billions of dollars floating around. Dang. I'm out. Peace.